Hello guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Aysh, please subscribe. Today's Halloween look is a beauty queen shot by her sugar daddy. I wanted to give it that scenario. I wanted to share this with you all because it's a very simple way of creating this bullet wound with using stuff you have around at home, not having to worry about any special effects, ingredients and stuff like that. So that's why I wanted to film this for you all and had so much fun creating it. So if you guys want to see how I created this dead beauty queen look, then keep on watching. I want to prime my skin first. I'm going to use two things. I've got the NYX Total Control Primer Drops and I have a sample of MAC's Natural Radiance, and that's in the yellow undertone because there's two. They've got pink and they've got yellow. I really like this for underneath my foundation. It's really good. It's like illuminating, moisturising, and just gives you a nice healthy glow. So I'm going to pop that on all over. It feels really fresh on the skin as well. I love it. In with the primer drops. And then what I want to do is put some of the Slay All Day setting spray underneath my foundation. So I want to put this first. I just want to create a really nice base because I want to try and look as flawless as I can. And then any specks you see, you just dab over with your beauty blender. And then we are ready for foundation. I want to use the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in the shade NC40. I have a sample of it at the moment and I'm going to use that. I'm loving this foundation. It's a matte finish, full coverage and long lasting. So I'm going to dot that all over the skin and then I'll blend that in with my beauty blender. Blend with the beauty blender. Anywhere you feel like you want a little bit more coverage, just go in again with the foundation. So I just want a bit more in this area to even out my skin tone. Next, I'm going to contour with my Fenty Beauty Matchstick in Suede. My usual routine really, just defining those areas. Buff out with the BH116 brush. Moving on to brows next, I'm going to use my Dip Brow by Anastasia, like usual, and that's in dark brown. I'm going to comb my brows, get them tamed. Onto eyes, I'm going to use my NYX eyeshadow base in Skin Tone to prime the eyelids before the eyeshadow. I want to go into the Belle Jordan Obsession palette by Revolution Beauty. I love this and I'm super proud of Belle Jordan because she started off on YouTube and Instagram and she just like completely blown up, like really cool, and I love the palette. I've not actually used it yet, so this is my first time dipping into it, and look at those shades. That is like a warm toned dream. Look at that, beautiful. For my transition shade, I'm gonna go into Sagittarius, which is gorgeous peachy orange shade. I'm gonna use my Spectrum A08 brush to blend that into my crease. I want to go into So Cute, which is a nice kind of deep pink shade, with my small A12 Spectrum brush, and I just want to define my crease with that colour. So I almost want to create a spotlight eye, so I'm going to highlight the centres of my lid, go back in with the eyeshadow base, and I'm just going to use my finger for this. I'm going to pop a little bit in the centre of my eyelid, and then I'm going to go in again with a nice sparkly shade on top. With a flat brush, I'm going to go into the shade Glow Baby, which is a shimmery baby pink. I'm going to pop that on the centre of where I added the eyeshadow base. I'm going to put a little touch of setting spray onto the brush to intensify that glow a little bit more. I'm going to go back into the pink So Cute shade and just go over the outer corner to define and blend in those two a little bit more. I will highlight my brow bone with that bright shade, just using the same brush I used for the lid. Highlight those areas. And to conceal and brighten under my eyes, I'm going to use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NC30. Dab that underneath. A little goes a long way with this concealer, as you can see. I just want to brighten under my eyes quite a bit. Going in with my Rimmel Instafix and Matte Translucent Powder to set under my eyes. And then you want to dust off any excess with almost like a duo fibre brush, really good for flicking off any excess. Then I want to go in and bronze with the MAC Bronzing Powder in Matte Bronze and define those cheekbones again, bring them back out, and to set that cream contour that I used earlier. For this look, I think I want to go for some blush. I'm going to go into the NYX Butt Naked Turn the Other Cheek palette. I think I'm going to take this nice little terracotta orangey shade. It's got some shimmer in it as well. And I'm just going to do the apples of my cheeks with that. I'm going to go in with my Iconic London Liquid Illuminator. That's in the shade Original. Dab that in with my index finger and then blend with my Beauty Blender. I'm going to move back onto the eyes, add a touch of mascara and some lashes. Before I do that, I'm going to go back into the Belle palette and I'm going to also use some kohl pencil under my eyes and just smudge out some pink on the lower lash line as well. I'm going to go back into Sagittarius and maybe a little bit of So Cute and blend that out my lower lash line. And I'm going to highlight my inner corner with the Glow Baby shade that I use on the centre. I want to use the Maybelline Lash Sensational Lash Multiplying Mascara. I'm going to do this off camera because we know how to apply mascara and it takes me the longest time. After the mascara, I want to apply some lashes. These are some falsies I just got, I think, off eBay, and I'll be back when that is all finished. Lashes and mascara are on. I want to highlight a bit of my shoulder and collarbone area. I'm going to use the Iconic Liquid Illuminator and MAC's Old Darling highlighter, which is another favourite of mine. Maybe 2 drops onto the palm of my hand, and then I'm going to blend that onto my collarbone here. And then with my brush, which is a Crown 529 brush, bit of the shoulder where the light hits. Go in with the Old Darling highlight, which is a bit of a gold, but once it's on, it kind of shifts different ways. I decided I want to line my eyes just a little bit. I just want to add a defined line because I do just have lashes on. Using my Rimmel Glamized Professional Liquid Liner, I'm just going to add a really subtle line onto my lash line just to define my eye shape. For lips, I'm going to take Jeffree Star's Velour Liquid Lipstick in Calabasas. Okay, so my look is complete. I'm going to set my face. Now I'm going to finish the look I'm gonna go and put my wig on and add the fur and gloves, and you can see the true beauty. And then I'll add the gory part. Okay, I have my wig on, my tiara on and ready. Next is the bullet wound. So what I'm gonna do is just clip some of this hair back. It needs to be out of the way, but I still want it on, of course. All I need for this is some toilet paper, lash glue, a little bit of foundation, which is the one I used on my skin, and some fake blood, and a few brushes to help get those areas. Now, I did see this on some YouTube tutorials, some DIY bullet wound videos without having to use the special effects wax and all of that stuff. You don't even have to use fake blood, you can use red lipstick. What I want to do is tear like a rectangle shape of tissue, and this will determine the size that you want the bullet hole to be. I think I'm going to maybe tear it about this much and have it about this size. And then what I want to do is roll that piece of tissue like so, and I'm going to roll it quite thin, and then I just want to measure and see what size I'd want that hole to be. I want it a little bit smaller than that, so I'm just going to tear a piece. I think this is quite a good size. Then I'm going to take my lash glue, duo lash glue, in the area that I want the hole to sit, right in the middle, like point blank. Dab that glue on with brush, and I'm going to add some glue onto this section that I've made. I almost want to glue it together, and then you want to apply that to the center of where you want the bullet hole to sit. Just a tiny little bit more glue in the areas to make sure that is secure. Next, what I want to do is smooth out that area, so I'm going to actually split this tissue like that, because I want it to look part of my face, if that makes sense. I don't want it to just be like a ring on my head. Place that tissue over, tear off the end, and then I'm going to continue to glue that and add some more around the wound. What I'm going to do is allow that glue to dry, and then I'm going to add some foundation over the tissue so it looks like it's part of my skin. Go over that area. I'm using a Studio Fix foundation that I used on my skin. I'm going to take my beauty blender and just blend around that so it can settle into my skin a little bit normally. I want to darken up that circle, and I'm going to use some black eyeshadow for this. Jaclyn Hill palette, and just use this black shade here and put that right into the center of that circle. I'm going to add my Kat Von D liquid lipstick on the back of my hand. It's quite a deep red. I think it'll be quite effective if I use that in the center. And I'm going to take this blending brush that I've used before, and I just want to add a little bit around, almost as if it's bruising around the edge. We go in again with that black shadow just on the edges. I'm going to take a little bit of a burgundy shadow as well. Next, I'm going to add the fake blood, squeeze that one dollop, and then that will drip down.
Here I'm just going back in with the Vampira shade, the Kat Von D liquid lipstick, and just going around the edges just to make it look a little bit more bruised and red and real. I'm just adding a little bit more fake blood to my nose area. I didn't want to add loads, but I just wanted a little drop as if it just happened in that moment. I've also added a bit more of that Vampira shade inside my nose just to darken up that blood a little bit more.
I am pretty happy with this wound I've created, so I'm going to go put my fur and gloves on, and I will see you in a sec. That is my beauty queen killed by her sugar daddy look complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was probably my most fun to create because it's like super glamour and then gore. It was really, really good to have a little play with special effects and DIY special effects without having to use like wax or latex, literally using tissue and lash glue. That is all you need. Please leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Halloween, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!